shaker pony kind of thing?
No. What do you call it?
Oh, okay, everybody, that was, thanks, Quinn, great presentation, answered a lot of questions, I think, that are common, that a lot of people have about secondary suites and renovations in general. So, we're down to our last, but certainly not our least, speaker of the day, Mr. Eric Buchholz. He's the founder of Canadian REIC, and a great mentor for myself and several others.
And ass-kicking bad guy, right?
That's right. Somebody has to do that for me. So I'll pass it over to you. And
Pleasure.
all right.
Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Mark, Darla, and everybody else. I just want to make sure that I want to show you my appreciation for showing up. The quality of the people is amazing, and I see a lot of potentials for all of us, including myself also, to benefit from that event, because your time is the most valuable. Can we agree about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and if you invested few hours of your precious time not being with the family, you should be benefiting directly or indirectly from interacting with other people, right? Can we agree about that? That networking is the most powerful thing ever found by the people, and real estate investing is a kind of business where people, they know of each other, they supporting each other, because there is not much backstabbing per se. Has happened many times, but on the real estate investing side, if you screw somebody, if you screw somebody, everybody will know.
Yeah.
Can we agree about that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I would like to just, like doing the presentations is very challenging aspect of educating, and I love talking about that, even with my Polish strong accent, right? So if the person will look at me and then, what the heck this guy is talking about, right? Just wave, and Jarek start speaking slower. I will respect that, because the primary goal is to provide my resources, my informations, and you may know that, you may not know, but can we agree about very important thing? You do not know what you don't know. That's number one.
Yeah.
Networking and working with the people which they know in different aspects of the real estate investing is the primary key. Right? I have learned from Quinn a lot. I have learned from Ron a lot. From each speaker, Mark, Joe, Darla, you guys participating. I have learned quite a lot of things which I didn't know. And I don't have to know, per se. You should be aware of it, but you don't have to know, right? Do we agree about that, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have to have a day. Yes, guys. Okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So let's go with that. What we will be covering today is very challenging aspect of current society, marketing or becoming a successful real estate investor. And based on my experiences, where I have been on the real estate investing field for over 15 years, right? I will talk about that later on. I found a lot of challenges happening in the current society, right? Marketing doesn't work anymore, guys, because we are saturated with the information, right? But we will talk about that. So that's what we will be covering, right? So we will be brainstorming, discussing, and that's the goal, is have you interacting with me on the topic and discuss it. And it's not one-way conversation, and I would really appreciate if you can participate and provide your feedback if you feel like that will be necessary or will be valuable for other guys. Can we agree about this?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. So, and why so many investors are failing? Have you seen that kind of experience? Have you noticing that? That doesn't matter what you say, what you do. Yes, never happened, right? So who is this strange Polish fellow talking to you, English guys, right? So this is the information. I don't want to talk much about myself because it's not the goal, but Polish born. I went to the military in Poland. I went to the Navy school, and I finished the navigation. I was working on the boats. I've seen hurricanes. I was praying in the boat. I put in my pocket cement book all the money, and I was praying that I will survive those hurricanes, right? Yes, happened. I've been to Bering Sea, I've been to South Georgia, I've seen all those, Beaufort scale, like it's up to 12, if you know what is it, right? Like the levels of how rough the sea is, right? 12, that's nothing. Those guys, in the cruises, they struggle, they have a sickness, and then he's still working on that kind of situations. But anyway, in 1995-96, I have developed, if you do not know, a Netflix-like Polish website for Polish television, right? And I have succeeded per se from the thinking alike and setting up the logistics. I failed from setting up the legalities, right? So I had the challenges, legal challenges, to be honest with you, and there's nothing wrong to be ashamed, because that company, the TV station, after 18 years they contacted me, and I'm still working with them, setting my knowledge and my experience. But that shows that you have to be out of the box thinking persona in order to be successful, right? If you are listening to the taxi driver respectfully for their profession, if they are telling you to invest in real estate or do something about Bitcoin or anything, you should be running away, because they are too late in the situation. But why I'm talking about that is to make you understand, in order to be successful on a real estate investing side as a professional, and I will ask what your goals are, you have to be out of the thinking box guy. You cannot follow whatever they're telling you to do it, because it's too late already. Taking the courses is beneficial, there's no doubt, but there's a huge challenge that everybody will be doing the same thing. Post ads on Kijiji, etc., right? Remember that. Utilize the social media, okay? You have the results, right? We have marketed like crazy. And so what kind of, we will be also covering what kind of real estate investing they have the highest chances of succeeding, guys, right? Real estate investing perspective, guys, right? We can talk about different businesses, but definitely that will apply to any other businesses, right? Okay. So we will be talking about having systems, right? So the question is, that kind of successful business exists per se as a real estate investor. Do you have a sample of proven system of people which they are succeeding on a regular basis as a real estate investors in that whatever want to achieve? So Darla, question, what kind of profession you are in? Like what kind of specialty on the real estate investing side? You are property management, right?
Actually, yes, partly, but the other part is in issues that landlords have with tenants. It depends on the issue that they have with their tenant.
Okay.
If they have to get a tenant or get rid of a tenant or deal with a tenant. So it's not just that, and it's counseling, it's consulting with them, it's helping them with those kinds of things. Yes, property management is, I've done that for over 20 years.
Of course, you are a very knowledgeable person,
So
right?
yes, but it's explaining some of that experience on to the next generation, to people who don't know what they're talking about.
So, respectfully, do you know any, Canada or US and Canada non-property management company or company utilizing, and you can utilize it and copy and cut whatever they are offering and implementing your strategy? Do you know such kind of company?
There are a number.
Okay.
There are a number, but again, I am more of a boutique or a niche.
Exactly. As a small, one single, two people operational, you cannot compete with the people which they have a budget of few $1 million, few $100,000 for the marketing, to have a human resources sections and having 10, 1,500, 200, doesn't matter number of the employees. You are more likely, I assume, it's more likely 1, 2, 3 people kind of business. Yeah. Do you have that kind of system when you can have it from A to Z, everything set it up correctly, and you can implement it on your strategy that is easy, proven, that works and everything?
To a certain extent, but,
yes.
But not 100%.
No, not 100%.
There's bits and pieces of this, that, and the other thing.
So you guys are about the renovations, are you?
Yeah, partially.
Partially.
Right now
Do you
it's-
know what exactly you wanna, what your business is? Do you have a plan, or you wanna have a system in place?
Yeah.
So what is it? Just to give me an idea.
Right now, just rentals, flips, rent and hold, and wholesale, and I want to move into commercial.
Okay, so this is very, very kind of, okay, is very general information, right? So,
Yeah.
which is the most improved system in your operations at this moment, from those 4 or 5, whatever you mentioned?
I'd say
Do you have a system?
flip. Things flip.
Okay, so do you have a system where you know that you will be marketing, how you analyze the properties, you will know what has to be done, you have the team members, you
Yes.
have everything set it up correctly to the point where you know how much you're going to sell it for, how much time it will take and everything. Do you have that system in place?
Yes.
So if you go on vacations to Mexico today, will that system work?
Yeah.
Without you being in the control, that's the question.
Yes. Yeah.
So somebody else will be working.
Yeah. So
So
I
you don't
have,
need,
I have
you don't need to listen to my presentation. man.
but it's always good for networking.
Definitely, indeed.
Yeah.
So what kind of business you wanna do it or doing on real estate side?
I want to do buy and hold.
Buy, hold, and,
Rentals.
okay. Okay. So do you have a system in place? Do you know exactly what kind of properties, which area, how
No,
you're
I'm
going to
just
set it
getting
up? Sorry?
Just getting started.
You're getting started, so you're looking for information. It's perfect, right? Rent-to-own guys, Joe, mortgage agents guys, renovations guys. You know, like I know that Quinn, he wants to work and develop a system where he doesn't have to hammer all that stuff, and he rather be doing, and that's what will be beneficial also for you to find it out about the conversation, right? So what exactly you doing in order to market, guys? Darla, you're going to the networking events, right?
Primarily, yes,
Okay.
because my business is more word of mouth than
Okay.
it is anything else.
Definitely, that's perfect. If you have in any kind of businesses, word of mouth is the best business ever. You don't have to market, and we will be talking about that. So more likely you're creating any kind of list. You're going to the networking event and you have a business cards and exchanging and everything. You have a mailing list, right? You're generating a list of potential buyers or sellers or people which they would like to invest with you, right? You start posting on Kijiji ads, you start posting, on any other media, right? Okay, and listening websites. Can we agree about that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is whatever you are told what to do on a regular basis. Post on the Kijiji ads. But what kind of message there is, right? We will be talking about that, right? Getting a website presence. Everybody has to have a website, right? Can we agree about that, right?
Yes.
Business cards, website. If you don't have a website, you cannot even exchange the business card because everybody who will get that small piece of paper, what is your email, right? They will right away Google, right? They will Google and feel free. Jarek Buchholz scam, right? On the Google or anywhere else, right? That's what will be happening. We'll show all the records and they will show the website, what exactly you're doing, right? And what is happening also is everybody are told by the marketing gurus, go and market on the social media. Okay, how you're going to market, what you're going to do it, right? You are doing that on a regular basis or you're planning to do it. Is it, guys? How are you going to market on social media? Is it working? That's the question. Is it working? If those people are listening on and watching on the video, right? The question is, if you are spending your time, precious time, which you could spend with the family, is that what you're doing on social media working?
Not as well as networking.
Not as well as networking, not as well than other solutions, right? What else, guys? What else are you doing in order to achieve your goals, real estate investing goals? You're doing presentations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not? You're becoming a person, go-to person, right? You are a guru, right? Respectfully, you are a guru in your field because you already know what you can talk about. You may not have as much experience speaking, right? But that comes with the time. But you know something which somebody else are looking forward to gain the knowledge and to find it out what you can offer, right? So you should be providing as much information as possible on a regular basis. Remember, provide as much information as just feed with the information, not asking for anything in return, right? Something which to consider, right? So, I will tell you honestly, guys, marketing doesn't work like it used to work 2 years ago. Doesn't work like it used to 10 years ago, right? Can we agree about that?
Yeah.
You start posting the ad. We buy houses, we sell houses, right? The person who is direct interest in that particular marketing, they will reach out. But then you will have a 15, 20 other people to do the same thing. And if you will not going to answer to that person right away with your reply by the telephone or text message or anything like that, next. Competition, a lot of competition. What about the products, right? So, what about the products? Competition for the losers. This is put by the Jared and is not in the correct information, right? So, I'm telling you, very, very important. Okay, this is the mindset which I want to share with you and talk about you guys. Marketing doesn't work anymore. We agree about that, right? Okay, so what will be happening in the future? One of the things, remember I mentioned you that I started doing the Netflix-like website for Polish television. I have predicted that 10 years before the Netflix, that will be a gold mine. I have made mistakes. I failed, but I have predicted the future, right? Many companies are succeeding because they developing something which nobody else has developed. Like if you are in the programming, field and Word, the WhatsApp, Facebook, and everything, they have a viable, building the business and they build it application and then they sell it after a few months, few years, for millions of dollars, right? Is it that applicable for real estate investors? Not really, right? Because what you can develop where you have to interact with buyers, sellers, and money partners. Can we agree? We have three kind of sectors, right? Buyers, sellers, and money partners. Without them, doesn't matter what you're going to do, it will not work well, right? You can perfect first stage, second stage, but if you want to be self-sustained, you have to have a fully integrated those three parts in order to make that machine of your business work. So what I'm trying to tell you is, instead of focusing on marketing here, guys, why not switch the mindset and offer the service where people, doesn't matter what will happen, they will be very satisfied, they will be very happy, and you have one product. Like if you have a rent-to-own program, you know exactly what kind of investors, how does it go, what kind of services they offer, and everything is bulletproof. You know why? Because if you have that kind of system, like for the property management, people, you do not have to chase the clients. Clients will start utilizing the word of mouth, and the reputation will supersede you, and then you will start being known persona in that particular field, right? What I'm saying is, those losers, respectfully, people which they tell you to go the SEO optimization marketing, those people, they will be telling you marketing is the primary key, they will fade out within the near future. Because we are already oversaturated, and we have proven, the street smart guys, they know what we have challenges we are facing on a regular basis from marketing, and I have made a lot of conversations after to show it to you that you do not have to market much, guys, in order to be recognized in the field, right? There are some organizations which we discussed today, right? And they are doing the very good job, and they didn't have to market to you. You were talking about them on a regular basis, right? So, unfortunately, what will be happening, the small pop and shop organizations, companies, they will fade out, and then the bigger companies, they will be taking over of the logistics because they can afford to doing that, right? So what you can do, if you have a renovation system, you have to know exactly from the beginning what kind of services you are offering to the clients. Who's your perfect client? How are you going to inquire them? And if you will be focusing 80–70% on the marketing but not providing quality of the product, you will fail, guys. And that's what we have to start thinking and changing the concept. It's better to spend a month, weeks, whatever you do, right, and focus on the product meaning solution, right? Providing them, this is what will happen if you have in-house, and this is what will be happening, right? And that's what will be switching. I'm predicting the future now, guys. But you have higher chances of being successful by predicting the future, because if you are told what to do, you will be an average fellow in the real estate investing world or any other investing businesses. Do you follow the concept here, guys? Mm-hmm. Okay. I used to have a hosting company, I didn't mention to you, right? I used to start hacking, like I bought the computer, like that TV stuff fell down, then right away I started investing in the broadcasting, television, radio, and being, non-persona in Polish community. That's why I like to talk. I started with Polish, now I'm transitioning to English. But I used to be interviewed on a regular basis by the radio stations in Poland, in different, ethnic stations and TV stations. You don't know about that, about me. But they were calling me, like from Australia, okay? I used to have it, and you can even Google tvpol.com and radiopol.com. So there were listings of the radio and TV stations for Polish television. I closed that business because it was already too late for me, right? I had hosting company, Canadian Idol, I don't know if you remember, was my client. United Nations organizations. I sold it and then I went to the real estate investment. I started in 2005-ish, real estate investing. I have taken the courses, and I always start thinking like, you have to do something different than anybody else, right? That's maybe personality, because I have been making so many mistakes, guys. I withdraw the conditions before trusting the realtor respectfully to all the realtors, but some of them are crooks. And I had offers for multiple units apartment buildings, and I withdrew the offer. I withdrew the conditions for the offer, right? And there's no bank who didn't approve my mortgage yet. What I had to do, I lost money, right? And that's kind of mistakes which everybody will be doing, right? And I have done it like I was doing the offers on the multiple units apartment buildings, and I listened to my partner at that time, right? Okay, that was like 7 multi-units, like 400 units in the Thunder Bay, right? Right? And I shared that deal with one of other investors, and she acquired all those properties, and she's making millions on that, right? Another mistake I have done it was I was mentored, and the person who was supposed to teach me, he scooped the deal, entire deal for, there was 127 units in Toronto, right? And he acquired 30 units by himself, and he was saying that, 30 units, he was saying that I'm his partner to the brokers, right? I didn't sign any papers, even if I have referred the business, each unit $1,000, I could have made $30,000. He took that to put it as a down payment. So mistakes are to be made, guys, but if you will be networking and people are successful and they can share the experience like that, you know a lot of things which you have done it, right? And I can go on with the mistakes, guys, but that's not the goal of today's conversation. My goal with today is to make you mindset to not to be told what to do, develop a system, think about developing a program, a system for you to be successful, that's okay. To be successful rather than marketing what you do not have it or you're thinking about doing. Provide the services, provide the product, and then I bet, thousands of dollars, right? If you want to bet, if that will be working, people will start using you as a referral and you will have a higher chances of succeeding. Don't compete with any other person, right? Like for Quinn, hypothetically, I didn't discuss with him, but everything is about the systems, guys, right? If you develop a system from A to Z, Quinn will have a higher chances that he will be having like second suites. Like I know you are thinking about developing that, second suites implementations before 2020, right? But you have to have a system. This is what will be done. This is the cost. This is what is the return. This is how much money investor can make. If you will be renting, this is the regular price, whatever. If you are renovating, how much cash flow will be. And this is what we are offering, right? And prove and track. You don't have to market because first client will be referring you the business, second and third and everybody else. You do not have to use marketing. And marketing, guys, is not working. We are doing the Facebook Live workshops. We are recording. We will allow to the people to watch those presentations, but I'll bet 90% of the people will not even watch the beginning of the presentation, right? They will skim it or they will have a look and see it. So, books. Who's reading the books, guys? Have you ever heard, have you ever heard that if you start the book, more likely huge percentage of the people will never finish the book? And that's what is scary because they'd rather be watching, those Kardashian kind of crappy stuff than, that some improvement stuff, right? And I don't care, right? I will tell whatever I feel like because I have a right to tell because we're among the friends, right? Are we friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we wanna be a friend? Go. Like Lee is a kind of, this guy wants. But that's the C, right? Competition is for the losers. And that's what I'm saying is, if you have a system, you will not have a competition. If you're thinking there is a competition for you, you are on the wrong field for that particular style. You can change the name, like for the rent-to-own program, hypothetically, this is brainstorming, I am not telling you what to do. I'd rather be not called rent-to-own program, I would call one house or whatever, or credit fix or anything like that, to provide the name instead of the rent-to-own program. Because it's not about the naming, but it's about the product, right? Joe, just to give you an idea, right? Being unique, that's what will make you, stand out from this, right? You have to be focused. If you're having a program, you cannot jump it. Like how many times if you go to the presentations, guys? Okay, I used to joke, do you have a marker or not? There is a marker? Or? Anyway, so this is your starting point, this is your goal which you want to achieve, right? And you should be, and I've been repeating on a regular basis, you should go straight forward, direct line. That's the primary goal. If you go 2 steps forward, 1 step backward, but you're constantly progressing, that's perfectly fine. Take longer time, but that's normal. But if you have that line, and you go into the different presentations, and then somebody tell you this is what is working, because they want to sell you a product, they want to sell you the SEO optimization, they want to sell you the marketing package, this is what is working. If it's working in order to get you to there, you can use it, but don't get deviated and use whatever they are telling you to do, because they should be, you should use them for your own benefit, but you have to know what exactly you want to go and how you want to achieve those goals. Do you follow me, guys?
Yeah.
Very, very, very important thing. Do not get deviated, and focus is very, very important at that side. I am telling you, guys, and like Quinn, Mark, Joe, when we talk, I always say, we make a mistake, guys. What do you think? What we can change it? Is it normal? We do it on a regular basis. Is it saying that guys, this is not working, how we can improve it, any suggestions, right? Right? I'm going to kick your butt. And it's normal because our goal is very, very simple. We are testing the waters with that what we are doing together. And that's why we have a presentation today. One of the goals is to make sure that we are recording. That's one of the, to gather reputations and to make all the team members as a go-to people to build the brand, product, not to market, to build the product. Okay, if you will be a member of this society, this small community, you have a higher chances of succeeding because you can network and you can ask the questions on a regular basis, right? So focus is the most important thing, guys, among those developments, right? If your business can't scale, what will happen then? Okay. What I have in mind is, let me rephrase the question. Is there a way that is better to have one product fully proven than 5 products which you have not even proven at all? Do one product, do one service, do one rent-to-own program, do one construction program, or do one property management contract, do one mortgage contract where you know this is idiot-proof steps and will work. Doesn't matter if you are on vacations. Respectfully, I don't believe that that business will run if you will give it to, this is how it has to be done, right? And they will know exactly what has to be done. Team member, stranger, or apprentice, right? This is how that is proven. You know what I mean? The goal is very, very simple. You want to be on vacations all the time in Mexico or anywhere else, and system should be working without you even interfering, or if you interfere, it's just to review it if everything is working, right? So is it better to work on one product and perfect it than 5, 10, 15 products and then nothing has been done? And this is exactly I have mentioned going forward to achieve that goal. Because here, an end product, everybody will be talking about you. Do you follow? Can we agree about that?
Yeah.
Do you think this is good or not? I do not ask because we're recording, but give me a shit if there's something wrong, okay? No, I'm joking. Okay, so systems and science, that's what I have mentioned, right? I jumped it a little bit. You have to have a system in place, guys. Just to give you an idea, at this moment, I'm spending approximately, for just the systems, in order to attract people, investors and everything, approximately $5,000 a month. About the systems. I don't know, but Ron, you know that I have a scheduling system, right? Mm-hmm. You have to book an appointment, right? It's free or paid, right? I ask you what kind of questions you want to provide it, what you want to cover. If somebody calls me for the coffee, do not call me for the coffee till you've proven that my time, like respectfully, you should be thinking like the same. My time is worth $300 per hour. Okay, I will be driving to meet with this fellow. I live south, so I will spend half an hour. I will spend, with that fellow 1 hour and then 2 hours. So my time is valued at $600, $8,000 for that particular meeting. Is there any value for me to meet with that person and what that person can give it, or I can give it in return that we can make, within 6 months $10,000, or I lost $600. Okay, so if somebody asks me, I would like to start investing in real estate investing and I would like to have a coffee with you, I say no. Do not feel shy to say no. Do not burn the bridges, but do not feel shy to say no. Respectfully, if you are a person of the interest, what would you like to cover? What is your agenda? Let's have a 15 minutes and a half an hour video conference call, then we will decide what is worth it, right? Do you follow, understanding, right? And if you will be developing, from the marketing strategies, from, building your own businesses, that's what is very important for you. Put the value of your time, because that's 2 hours of that person versus 2 hours of my with my family, there is no comparison, guys. Everything we do for a family, can we agree about that? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Okay. And you need to have a brains in place. You have to know everything, whatever you want to do it, because nobody will screw you, nobody will fuck around with you. Because they will be telling you, listen, you have to have we buy houses first on the Google, and then it will cost you, $1,000 upfront fee, and then $500 a month. And you tell them, screw you. Respectfully, you have to know the stuff. You have to learn, guys. But you have to learn the proper way, right? And that's what I believe is the value of networking is. Do you have to know everything? But do you have to have a balls to ask the question?
Yes.
Guys, I have no clue about the mortgages. Ron, what do you think? Okay, can I do it? You say no. Are you sure? Right? Because, creativity creates a solution, right? And if Ron will tell me no and I prove him wrong, I fired him. He's still with us, right? So it's a good sign, right? No, but you understand the concept of thinking, right? Value your time, and you have to know exactly what you do. Or have an idea what exactly you want to do it, right? Keep asking. People, they will be willing to send you the information and provide you with the information because that's the human nature. They want to share that what they know because they want to be on the stage. They want to be endorsed. They want to be told that they are good in that what they are doing because that's human nature, right? Do we agree about that? Right? Like Darla, if somebody asks you for the question, you will be excited to share, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, right? There is no doubt. Everything, whatever you know. Like if I ask Quinn, guys, I have 2 left hands for the hammer. I don't care because if I ask Quinn, he will tell me within his knowledge. And I respect him because he has a 3rd generation, construction guys. He knows much more than even those 50 years old guys, which they've been doing, for 2-3 years renovations because they are forced, right? How many houses have you seen that the boards are or carpets waving, and then I see the extension cord coming out from the wall? You've seen those disasters, right? So how do you to survive in that kind of situation? You have to just, guys, be different than anybody else. Yes, you have to implement the marketing, you have to work, but one of the most important things, I believe it, and you will prove it me wrong or right after 5 years when we will be making millions. That's my goal. Is your goal to make millions? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the mindset which I added recently because we have been struggling, guys, from the marketing perspective, right? As a real estate investor, I'm talking about real estate investing. Doesn't matter what kind of operations you do it, but that's for the businesses. So for the buyers, we have buyers, sellers, and money partners. Can we agree? Those 3 major factors are very, very important for real estate investors, right?
Yes.
So we have defined the perfect client. Who's your perfect client based on the income? Who is the perfect buyer? Who is the perfect seller? And I will go quick about that because I want to value your time Saturday. But I want you to have access to that recording at one point, right? And then what kind of goals do you have it, right? Pretend that if there are private money guys, like they want to lend the money, the dentist who's working from this, and this, they have a $50,000 and above, and what kind of strategy we will utilize them. So that's what their goals are. For them, not you. Them is focusing on them, not you, right? You are a solution provider. Like what kind of age? If there are young fellows, like Quinn is an exception. Just to tell you because he's 27, 28 now, right? Give it or take, okay?
Very young guy.
Young age, below 30 or whatever. Yeah, you have to say yes, right? Every woman is 18, just to let you know. But he has a much more experience because of the grandfather, father, and all that family business, right? So the age doesn't apply, but for his situation, but more likely if they are engineers, so they have to, the doctors, they have to be over 30, 35, they have to, you know, already have established businesses and everything, right? Okay, what kind of behavior are they going, you know, to look for the, how they are interacting, how they are talking, are they going to the GIC investments or, you know, financial guys, you know, and then, you know, they put in 2%, you know, yearly on ROI, right? You have to define that, right? So we ask for the people to do it like brainstorming how they're going to market for the online and offline marketing, except Kijiji, except social media, about anything else. Like doing Facebook Live is much more valuable, but you cannot spend more than 2, 3, 4 minutes, like Quinn suggested, right, to do the presentations, because lifespan of the interest is disappearing, right? And the same for the sellers and money partners. So what we are doing is we have a list of 5 minimum strategies which you want to utilize it for online and offline strategies which you want to implement, and then you define one for the marketing perspective and perfect it, and you jump on another one. Do you have an idea, right? I will show you what kind of ideas they are, right? But you understand the concept. You cannot combine everything in one. This is about the system. Systems, systems, and systems, and systems. So we have to focus on the prospects. It's not about you, it's about them. How can I serve you? They're talking about that all the time. What can I do for you to make you that day good, right? Or anything like that. But you cannot be a slave for them, right? So I found it that if you're doing the marketing is one of the things which appeals still well is, let's say about the financial situation. There is a gentleman, a doctor, who is 35 and above. He is making, you know, $150,000 to $200,000 a year. He has over $50,000 in the account, right? But he has no investment, and bank inflation is 11%, whatever there is, and he is losing money even with that, right? So can you imagine if you market to that particular person and the message is, okay, imagine that your money is in the bank and your $50,000 you are losing every day, and you are not making money because the inflation is much more higher, and your return of 2% of the whatever the investment is not even covering the inflation, right? You follow me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to put them in the situations where, oh, that relates to me. Home buyers, which they want to buy the house, paying for the rent instead of making money and, you know, building your own future, right? You know what I mean? For the sellers, toilets and tenants kind of message, right? You know, that kind of situation. What can be done in order to avoid that, right? So imagine that the money is growing, you know, like even if you sleep in hypothetical, this is just like brainstorming, I'm not telling you to do it, but that's thinking alike. Imagine that money is working for you at this moment, and even sleeping, you're making, you know, 15% because you have put from RSP through Mark, and you invested with the job for the rental cost with the Quinn who will be fixing, and Joe will be doing rental on, and after that the Darla will be manage that, right? You know what I mean? I'm just selling you my idea already, right? You know what I mean, right? So, and that's what we can help you to achieve it, and we will tell you that, how we're going to do it, right? We will do this for you. We will get you this for that particular price. That's what will happen after 5 months. That will be happening after this. This is your risks, this is your liabilities. Take it or leave it, and this is the 1 hour conversation or 2 hours with the potential prospect, right? Everything is a system. Act now, take it. Imagine that if you are selling the house, somebody can scoop the house, or, you know, like if you're having an investment, we can invest today, or we have to wait for the future investment, right? I do not know, but this is this, and stress factor has to be important. Okay, I'm not going to cover this, guys. Okay, the reason being is you have to be feeling comfortable with your presence, business presence, right? Right? I like having a t-shirt. I'm not going to wear the suit, right? I tried. I was told to wear the suits. I am the guy who likes to be a kind of t-shirt guy, right? I am not following those multimillionaires guys with the t-shirt, right? But that's what makes me the most comfortable, guys, and that's what I'm seeing. Like, if I have to go to a suit, I'll go with a suit, right? This is your personal choice, but everything. Did you notice all my presentations about Canada Real Estate Investors Club, Street Smart Real Estate Investing, even presentations, except Ron's were in blue? Did you notice that? Did you notice the same graphics? Did you see the same message? They're doing their own businesses, guys. And what I'm saying is, every business is a baby. I'm repeating that, but that's I want to emphasize. Every business is a baby, right? You run your own business, right, Mark? You, Lee, Darla, right? This is your baby. If you conceive the baby, you're not ever going to give to an adoption. Can we agree about this? Because your business is like a child. You cherish that child. You let the, you feed that child. You teach that child, right? To crawl, to walk. They go to the kindergarten. They go to the high school. And that baby at the end will change your diapers. That's the goal, is it? Really, right? So your businesses are your babies, right? You can have multiple businesses if you have the balls to do it, but if you start with one, the question is, what do you know how to raise the baby? You have to network. You have to have that baby interact with other babies, right? Right? You have to put them into the kindergarten because the self-schooled baby will not be expanding, will not know as much what is happening in current market, then it will be interacting with other babies, right? So this is the presence, what I want to talk to you about that, right? So you're raising the baby the right way, okay? If you do go to the private school, this is attire, this is the way how you do it, right? You know what I mean, okay? Everything, telephone systems and everything, this is about, all that stuff is about having constant message. Constant message. This is what we are going to do for you as long as you will be taking an action. Don't waste our time, but if you committed to work with us, that we have a constant message on the social media, constant message everywhere else, right? Okay. I was told not to write in English, and I'm not writing in English, right? But I'm doing the videos. But if I write in English, my English sucks. Respectfully, I know I'm not perfect in it, right? But if I'm writing email, that you will know that I wrote it because I have some grammar mistakes. Are you okay with that if you know me?
Yeah.
Are you okay to forget about my weaknesses to see my strengths? Right? If you're looking at my grammar and you will correct, I will appreciate, thank you very much, how can I improve it? But I know that person doesn't see me as a valuable asset in the networking or in that community, right? And I know that person is not good much for me, right? So everything, right? Emails, format, telephone systems, and going back, right? Okay. Do you see? This is the familiarity with the brand is the first thing ever happening and endorsed on a regular basis. Did you notice that? The product, right? Get one product, perfect it, and you will be getting familiarity with their brand right away, right? I used to have a Canada Real Estate Investors Club, Canada REIC website. You know what happened? I started in 2006, the website, if I'm not mistaken. There is a real estate institute or something.ca, REIC.ca. I have received a letter, cease and desist, because we were much better with the marketing and we overrun REIC as a trademark. So they asked to change Canada REIC, right? Because we were better in marketing than them. If somebody typed REIC, their website wasn't showing on the first pages, right? They were somewhere far, because they'd make millions. I was just, utilizing whatever I knew at that time, right? But I didn't hire any SEO optimization guy because we work on the interaction, people asking the questions and everything, interacting, right? So brand recognition, promotional email, still working, guys. If you send that message, personal email, If I ask you to have a conversation and everything, as long as you will respect me as a brand, you will respond to my email. If I send email to you, Darwa, more likely, if you know that I have written, you will respond, okay? You will at least open and you not mark it as a spam and everything like that. You follow the C, right? C engine results, right? Where is the social media marketing, guys? And this is like 3-4 years ago. This is the from, right? Okay. So, on the social media, not many people would like to be pitched for the marketing. This is the message. Facebook, Twitter, they do not want to be bothered with the marketing. They want to see it, you having a cat or dog, or what you eat, etc., rather than being marketed, right? Why we are doing the Facebook Live? Because we see the value, and people are watching that presentations for the one simple reason, right? We're building a brand recognition because we are speaking. They will not know what is it on that content. They will not even have a time enough to watch it, right? Like Ron?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is working, right? When you will be working with the buyers and sellers, very important, very short lifespan of the lead. A month, 2 months, 3 months, right, Joe?
Yeah.
You have to consider that. So you have to know how does it go, right? And automation is the key. Everything should be automated, guys, because if you will be doing everything manually, it will not work. About systems, I'm getting back. Fully implemented screening and questionnaires and everything, so you do not have to repeat it yourself. If they are willing to write it down and reply on the website or by themselves, that means they are motivated. If they are not motivated, don't chase them, right? Okay, you have to quickly respond to their inquiry because there is so much competition, right? Okay. About the investors, you have to build a business relationship. With those guys, you do not tell them that I'm not going to meet with you. You tell them, sure, I will be very happy, but you ask the questions before, and they have to build the trust with you, right? I'm talking about money partners, right? And providing the full secure with you their money, right? They have it, doctors, they work their ass off on a regular basis. They have a 50, 100, it doesn't matter how much money, even 5,000. That 5,000 they want to invest because they want to feel secure that they will not be scammed, they will be not stolen, nobody will steal their money. They want to make sure that there's, recurring money coming in on the side, right? For them, from that investment. And they have to trust you, right? Like, I have a lot of challenges. Mark has a lot of challenges because English is not our mother tongue. So I have to overcome that with the firmness of my personality and show it that, listen, doesn't matter what, I'm not going to sleep at night, but I will make sure that you will be happy with that, what we are doing, right? You know what I mean? So everybody has their weaknesses and strengths, but you have to overcome that, okay? So what did not work for us? And that's true. We did that presentation stuff before. Kijiji didn't work much, okay? Social media doesn't work much, to be honest with you. Lead capture and email marketing. How do you feel, guys? Even before getting the message, download free ebook, How to Invest in Real Estate. You have to provide the email address. Would you rather to get that information before and then reach out to the person if you are interested to work? Right? You follow me, right? Mm-hmm. So there is a changing in the marketing strategies, right? Meetups didn't work, guys. Honestly. Unfortunately, there is too many people, they sign up for the meetup, they're wasting somebody else's time, respectfully, right? They do not know what they want to have. They do not know what they want to achieve. And they have to keep asking. There is one answer very important. If you keep asking, you will get an answer. That's what is very important, right? Direct marketing, we buy your houses, right? Kind of yellow letters happened. This is based on the experience like up to 1 year before now, right? So yellow letters, they are not working as well. They're working still, but if you put the flyer with the nice picture, with the proper graphics, door hanger, there's higher chances of getting a return if they know the name. And we are going back, credible name of the company, the product. We are going back to the reputation, right? Don't call rent-to-own program. Name it differently and build a program for that. Okay. Networking gatherings and chambers of commerce. That's what working is. LinkedIn. Personal conversation. Personal. Like, hello, my name is, I'm sorry for bothering you, but is there any way I could have a telephone conversation with you to find out what you're doing? Not selling, asking for permission, okay? So you follow that? I have to, I go quickly because I have so many presentations. What is working very well? High-end charities for raising the capital, guys. I'm talking about more likely not for the, selling and buying houses because of the shorter period of the time to building your brand. I'm talking about the brand recognition, right? Private clubs and masterminds. Masterminds are very, very good, especially if you pay for it and you pay thousands of dollars. Can you afford? It's up to you. But even going to the mastermind where you pay or interact is much more beneficial, right? Writing personal letters directly to the people, right? This is one of the strategies which friend of Dave Dubois, right? Dave Dubois, right? Providing, right? Is write to 10, 15, 20 people of your closest circle of influence and send them the letters, what you're doing, right? Credible blogs, press releases, videos, podcasts, brochures, writing a book, organizing and speaking and being part of the event like today, right? This is the marketing, but has to be backed up by the product. Guys, you cannot sell the not existing program because they will tell you this is you are fake. They will find out sooner or later. Okay? Testimonials. Small testimonials, right? You see Karop?
I see Karop, yeah.
Do you have any questions about that, guys? Mentoring people, helping, dedicating your time, right? People will fade out, no doubt, because they have a high expectations, but they don't do shit. They're thinking that, I'll do 5 minutes or 5 hours of my time a month that will be working. You are raising your own babies, right? But you have to interact with others. If you would be mentoring someone about rent-to-own program, and you want to work with Joe, for example, if you want to be mentored by about, mortgages to find it out how does it go, if you refer the business, that's the most important thing. But you have to be a go-to person. You cannot be asking, you're asking higher level of the people, but you have to be go-to person, and you have to be always uplifted, and you have to be uplifted by somebody else too, right? Do you follow? Developing new ways, being out of the box thinking guy. Okay, I have created a real estate investing community, right? Because I want to help people. And I'm developing new systems. But I'm failing because not many people asking questions because I don't know, right? That's what happens, right? But I'm not going to keep everybody's path. But there is a tools available. But if they know the brand, if I build the brand, they will be asking to join it, right? So I'm focusing on building the brand at this moment. Okay, so we have challenges, guys. Can we agree these are the challenges every real estate investor is facing? Okay, this is the sales part, guys. I am not a good salesman. You're having problems how to start the business, right? Okay, access to educational resources on a regular basis. You have to pay tens of thousands of dollars. Exchanging these deals. Without these deals, you are nothing, right? Finding the money partners, you're having those challenges on a regular basis. Having to the marketing resources, know how to, right? Samples of the tools, calculators, or what other investors are doing in order to be successful, right? Ongoing support from other investors. That's a very important key, okay? Okay, I told you, my time is $300 per hour. Hypothetically, can be a $5,000 per hour, right? What your time 1 hour value is. Okay, that's your question which you have to answer to yourself. So we have the same experiences and everything, so I'm talking about real estate investing community, right? Have you ever seen that before? Real estate investing community? No? Not really. Okay. I suck in marketing, guys. Really, that's what I see it, because you're receiving information on a regular basis, right? Okay. So I'm not going to show you the real estate investing community. You can go realestateinvesting.community, right? You can log in, it's free membership if you choose. But I'm going to have you can have an in-depth social profile, you can have a discussion forums, you can ask the questions. And my dedication is, if you ask the question, you will get an answer within the best of the knowledge of the team members. Okay, about mortgages, if Ron will ask, answer and everything. Darla, don't go. Almost.
But I
finished.
have to go.
Okay, go. You
I'll be
see?
back. Too much tea and coffee.
Okay, opportunities, you can create your own events and everything. We are developing a system where my goal is to have if you want to create the event, create, organize it, and we will spread the word and everything, right? Okay. Share your presentations, workshops, videos, that will be available for everybody. If you are a member, you can do your own presentations and you can upload it and you have a higher chances of building the recognition. So think about like internal YouTube. Think alike about having a special forums. Think alike of having Eventbrite for real estate investors, right? That kind of stuff, that's the goals which to achieve, right? Distribute your goals and blogs and everything, right? Provide all the information about your services, what you do. The goal is to provide information before selling anything. You do not sell anymore, guys. Workshop access and everything, like today, right? I hope you benefited from it. Did you enjoy the speakers? Some of them, they spoke first time ever. Because we kicked their butt, but that's okay, right? Mm-hmm. They will be improving and they are good in that what you're doing. Imagine if, for example, Mark or Quinn, after 10 presentations, how they're going to rock and roll, right? You know what I mean? I am excited about that because this is the baby. This is my baby, but I'm just giving you to work with that baby, right? You know what I mean? Build the power teams, about networking, right? Teach others, right? You can teach, guys. You can share information and everything, okay? And having exclusive access to the deals and leads, that's the goal, right? We are not there yet, right? Okay? We will be keeping you updated by text messaging, bots, and everything like this. If the deals comes, my goal is to distribute right away to the members, right? Instead of, sharing everywhere else. If you have a deals leads, that's the internal network is the most important thing because you're building the recognition, right? You know what I mean? You're building the team of net people. They will see the value working with you than somebody else. So many people respectfully, like going to the rain. I have nothing against rain. This is a very powerful organization, but they are having different aspect of building their network because everything is about money. They're making money from the membership, okay? There are other organizations which they are making money from sponsoring the events and everything. This is the product which we developing and you have to see the value of being part of that organization, right? You know what I mean? And this is still on growing business and will be happening based on the predictions, right? So, real estate investing community, you've seen it. If you didn't see it, I suck in the market. But that's okay, because I'm building a brand, guys. Would you like to be involved in that kind of organization, guys? Would you like to ask the question and have an answer from the professional and not pay for it?
Yes.
You will pay, I'll ask you to pay, but there is a catch, right? Good catch for you, not for me. So these are the packages at this moment. Basic investor, very basic information, investor $50 per month, or Street Smart Investor, right? This is Quinn, Mark, and Joe at this moment. I'm not accepting anybody else because we are changing the logistics for that program, because rebuilding a team, and I believe much more value to not work on this, because this is just only for the utilizing the tools what we are offering, right? You know what I mean? So you have two packages. We are offering also free books from who wrote this?
Those are mine.
So that's yours, right? Yeah, George, sorry, that's from Joe. Whoever will join will get his book, Joe Micatel's book, right? That's number one. If anybody will join the organization, Quinn will provide the, the one-on-one consultation and renovations and everything, right? Okay. Okay, I put $450 value, one-on-one consultation, because I have to drive, right? But I will be willing to have a conversation with you for free. Not free, but what? Free book is given to you guys, okay? And Mark Asiano, he will help you with the RSP application form if that's what you like to do it, right? Okay? So the price is $49, guys, per month. It's $490 per year. How much that cost for the lifetime, guys? What do you think? This is the sales pitch, guys, honest. I hate that part, but has to go, because we have to sustain the logistics. How much would you like to pay? How much time you need to be successful? No answers, okay. This is the price. Lifetime, one-time fee. If you're interested to have this access, you can pay now or you can join it. It's up to you guys, okay? We will be sharing this believing and then spread the word. If you will be endorsing that program, we will get you the 50% cut. Simple. Okay, affiliates, right? Somebody buys through you, you will get 50% of that program. Okay. On top of it is, do we believe it about marketing, right? I have inquired quite a lot of applications in order to jump in with the marketing. More likely, this is $5,000, $6,000 value for 10 years. I calculated for 10 years if you were paying by itself. This is the webinars platform, and there's a lead generation for generating the leads. You will have that included in your package if you buy it, right? For 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. No, 5 years, sorry. Okay. So, that's it. If you want to have a consultation, that's me, without the beard. So what do you think about the value, guys?
That's a great value.
Yeah, good value.
Lifetime, because I don't believe it that I will be selling, $10, $15, $20, $100,000 courses. Yeah, maybe, but I believe it that for the value, whatever we have implemented, this is additional tool which you can use it as an additional feature, right? Okay, and that's what I believe it. Now, we will be having, everything is about the systems, do we agree, right?
Yeah.
So I do really encourage you to join it for the, if you are thinking about investing in the United States, we have developing the business relationship with the Toledo, Ohio guys. This is buy, hold, and rent. Rent strategy with the proven guy who can deliver and is very, very high cash flow for the investment opportunities. And we will be offering also finances for that. I'm also developing the renovation programs, 100% after repair value, but in the United States. 100% loan to value. Bingo.
In Toledo, Ohio?
No, entire US.
Anywhere?
And anywhere else. But with this gentleman, is by, you know, up to $70,000, $80,000 US, you will be providing financing, and with your small investment, you will have decent cash flow, and you will be paid out within, you know, less than 10 years with whatever you invested, right? So you will have a clear property after that many years, right? So you cannot find that kind of deals in Calgary, but that's one of the solutions which we are developing, right? So thank you very much. Have a nice day. If you want to join our organization, I'm talking to 3 of you guys. 3? Yeah. 4? No, 3. If you want to join it, we can cash you up, or you can website and see it, and that's it. Thank you very much. Any questions? Sorry, but you know, like I put too much on the, I skip it, but you can have me anytime when you want, right? So.
Yeah, how does your girlfriend feel about that?
Girlfriend for 15 years.
Oh, your other half then, whichever you want to call me.
She is pissed sometimes. So any questions, guys? Wow, I am only one guy who has no questions. Only shoot. Did I cover so well?
You did it so well.
No. Or you have no clue what I was talking about.
Yeah, we got it.
Mark? So, but you understand the concept, guys. It's not about selling yourself, but you have to have a product.